shoulder and your heart will find.
Now then, I think we're live on the Inazuma 11 3 Bomb Blast screen. Didn't see that one coming, you know. Bomb Blast was the version of the game I initially chose over Lightning Bolt when I first played the game before Team Ogre Attacks released, but I can't remember what made me choose Bomb Blast, to be honest. I'd love to know, because like I didn't even let myself look at the game's box art because I didn't want to know who was on Inazuma National. So like, what made me choose Bomb Blast when all of the exclusive stuff was about brand new characters anyway? I've no idea, but we're just gonna have a go at it anyway. We've got a few chatters arriving already. Travella, Shane of Kingdom, Human Portuguese fan. We got Trovel, our newest chat moderator, alongside a friend Hop and Joya, asking where's Hakuoki. Unfortunately, we need a break from Hakuoki because you guys get enough Tail of the Toasted this week anyway, so we got to do something for everyone else. But I've also got a very particular reason as to why I need to be covering Bomb Blast. Let's just pop my name in first, and then I'll kind of explain over the course of the stream why exactly we're playing Bomb Blast. But basically, I'll mostly be chatting along with yous in the comments and just saying whatever comes to mind. But if we get any Hector Helio exclusive cutscenes, I need to kind of like go into Let's Player mode and just act like I'm making the main Let's Play. I've got to voice act everything, not interact with chat whatsoever, and then as soon as it goes back to the normal game, you'll have me back again, which I think gives away half the reason why I'm doing this stream, but it's not all of it. I kind of need some Bomb Blast footage for 2 different videos. But for now, let's pop the name in and get going. Xavier Foster 1250 asks, will you only play the first chapter? Not sure, honestly. I'm just going to stream for at least 2 hours, I would say. Here we go, Edgar cutscene. A little bit small on the bottom screen only there, but one of these days maybe we'll make an actual layout for live streams.
My dear boy, it seems
I could skip this cutscene in the interest of getting further into the game, but
the only true
skipping this cutscene is a crime. It's the most iconic cutscene in Inazuma history, surely. Snow Angel, I think, is just mainly famous with Brits like me. Let me know if the audio balance is all okay. We've got more chatters rolling in. We've got 28 people watching already, which is lovely. Apple,
Look out, world!
got the Modecula.
Hey, did you hear? The guys are coming back home.
The guys are coming back home. I forgot my American accent. I left it at home.
They're getting the old team back together again.
So we're really gonna do it, huh? The USA is getting ready to spread its wings.
Dylan sounds really good though, low-key. Now, Paolo, we're not playing Lightning Bolt, so we are minimising the amount of possible Paolo content. I actually watched my own Lightning Bolt exclusive scenes video back the other day, just as a bit of research for Bomb Blast on where I might find scenes like that. Because yeah, that is partly what we're after. Again, I'll explain properly what the point of this is when we actually get into some open gameplay. For now, I think it's going to cut to some. Hey, here we are. Not this cutscene, but there's the South Africa team.
God hand.
With their singular appearance in a cutscene doing an unnamed special move, and you can find them in a competition.
You'll never score.
Not while I'm here. Just kidding.
Hey, Chief. When will we get to take him on?
Not yet, Hector, but very soon. Soon the world will be at your feet, and I know he'll be there.
Grandad.
You'll get to face him
I mean, obviously we don't know who that is. It couldn't.
Evans.
Yeah. Why ever would he want to beat Mark Evans?
Do you really think that we will find him here, Hector? The old man who knows all the secrets of soccer. Yes, he will be here. They said that if we followed this road all the way to the end, we would be sure to find him. And I must find him. I must learn everything there is to learn about soccer. Come, hurry!
So here in the Bomb Blast exclusive opening, we actually get to run around for a bit as young Hector Helio. You can still change the camera and such. There isn't too much to find. He can run as well, but this is the first bit of gameplay in the whole of Bomb Blast before we've even played as Mark Evans at this stage. If we find this Central Park, we need to find the man who knows the secrets of soccer. Not football, soccer specifically within this region.
Ah, wild dogs! I am afraid. Ah, help! Hector, do something! Rah! Go away! Run! Be gone! All of you!
Oh, he just punched those three dogs.
You've got guts, little man. I'll give you that.
Sir! Tell me, sir, are you the one who knows all the secrets of soccer? Please, you must take me under your wing and teach me all of them. I beg you.
Hector, hey, Hector!
Sir, you must take me under your wing and... How can you be sleeping at a time such as this? The match to decide which team will represent all Africa is about to begin. Ah, you are right! Blast, I am going to be late! Good luck, Hector, you can do it! You can be the best in the world! But of course I can! I promised, did I not? That I would become the best in the world! The strongest! The greatest!
Chapter 1. The birth of Inazuma National.
Mark. Mark. Wake up, Mark.
Where am I?
Here. Stop this.
Whoa!
Well held. Now, do it again.
Wait! Who are you? Where are we?
Look behind you, Mark. That's the road you've walked to get here. All the work you put into becoming a great footballer. You won the football frontier and became national champions. You brought together the best players in the country and saved Japan from a national crisis.
Okay. I think at this point, yeah, we're out of the Bomb Blast exclusive content anyway, so I can talk. But it sounds like from the chat, the game's volume was a bit too much and you couldn't really hear my voice, so I guess I probably need to restart anyway. Thanks for bearing with me. So basically, yeah, I'll turn the game audio down a bit and we'll just do it again. Let's get back to some regular gameplay so you can test how the audio sounds, and then really? I'll probably need to do a redo of that. But essentially, I'm working on 2 videos at the moment that involve Inazuma 11 3. One is a long podcasty style video which I've already recorded, but it just ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated, and it was about Inazuma 11 3 anyway. So I just kind of need some background footage to fill that. I guess I need to change it in here instead, because that's not actually doing anything. Put it down to 20%. Close and reopen. This is not emulated, this is just my capture board footage getting put forward onto the screen. It seems like it's actually changed the sound device in the process of that. Try again. There we go. Okay, so if I... Obviously, it's a little hard to be loud as Hector and his friend. But, yeah. Essentially what I need to do, I need like an hour's worth of... Well, I need like an hour and a half's worth of game footage to fill in the background of a podcasty type video. And I also want to remake my Bomb Blast all exclusive scenes video. So how are we sounding game audio wise? I had to miss pretty much everything that's gone on in the chat over this period because I was if I looked away for a second I was gonna mess up some dialogue, because yeah, when I'm streaming it doesn't matter, I'll be reading along with everybody, but when I'm making part of the video, as it were, I need to be kind of locked in. But yeah, we'll do it again. So because I have a video for all exclusive scenes in Lightning Bolt and in Go Shadow and in Wildfire. I would have one for Supernova, but it doesn't have any until the post game. Before all of that, I made one for Bomb Blast that was like all exclusive scenes in that game featuring Hector Helio, except I only went up to chapter 4. So even though it had all the Hector scenes, it didn't have any of the Devil Army Z lines. And I was also just in a foul mood while I was making it, to be honest, because the reason I started playing Bomb Blast back at that point was because I'd done the Let's Play episode of South Korea, so the Fire Dragon match, and then the recording failed. So because I'd already saved, I needed to replay the whole game over again. So I decided to do that replay on Bomb Blast instead. But because I was fuming at the fact that my recording had failed only after I'd finished the whole of Fire Dragon and saved the game and stuff, I was basically just whinging about it all the halfway through the video. Not even. I was whinging through it. The opening line was "With a yo-ho-ho, it's Tale of the Idiot," and I was just complaining a lot. And it was like, if somebody's looked this up just for the Bomb Blast exclusive scenes, you don't care about any recording misfortune I've had. So I want to remake that video so that it has all of the Devil Army Z stuff, but also actually shows the Hector Helio stuff as the main highlight without me complaining about a failed recording from over 6 years ago. So I will basically, so sorry for the duplicate content, I'm going to have to do all of that Hector stuff again, pretty much word for word, but then once we get past it, we should have some more free running live stream.
Do you really think that we will find him here, Hector? The old man who knows all the secrets of soccer? Yes, he will be here. They said that if we followed this road all the way to the end, we would be sure to find him. And I must find him. I must learn everything there is to learn about soccer. Come, hurry!
And we can take control of this young Hector Helio in a certain African country, they call it. We can open the menu and have a look at his sprite titled The Ball Boy and change the camera as well, but there isn't a great deal to do here. You can run, but we'll just head straight forward to find this man who knows all the secrets of soccer. Could be over here, perhaps.
Aye! Wild dogs! I am afraid. Ah! Help! Hector, do something! Rah! Go away! Run! Be gone, all of you!
You really just punched 3 dogs?
You've got guts, little man. I'll give you that.
Sir! Tell me, sir, are you the one who knows all the secrets of soccer? Please, you must take me under your wing and teach me all of them. I beg you.
Hector! Hey, Hector!
Sir, you must take me under your wing and... How can you be sleeping at a time such as this? The match to decide which team will represent all Africa is about to begin. Ah! You are right! Blast! I am going to be late! Good luck, Hector! You can do it! You can be the best in the world! But of course I can. I promised, did I not? That I would become the best in the world! The strongest! The greatest!
Chapter 1. The birth of Inazuma National.
And there we go. We're back into free play again. So thank you, Lord Rinsler, for the £2 donation. Hop on Master Duel. I know next to nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! My mate Joe has got a tattoo of it, and that's as far as I can say. So I will be able to check chat now. It's been a while. Like I skimmed through some messages to tell me that the audio balancing was off. Would you say that the audio balancing was better this time? Please let me know, chat. Otherwise, I might have to do it again. But yeah, if I went from 25% volume down to 20 and I just tried to talk a little bit louder, and hopefully that was fine. But yeah, there's like 3 Hector Helio scenes within Chapter 1, so I'm going to be trying to cover them all within this stream at the very least. And then I think he's got one in Chapter 3 and one in Chapter 4, and then it kind of dies off and it's just all Devil Army Z stuff instead. But those are what I need to film, and also all the rest of this footage can also go in the background of my long podcasty video, which again ended up as like an hour and 20 minutes long. So I'm not gonna zip through all the dialogue like at a million miles per hour, but I'm also not gonna be spending time reading it all either, because when this is included as footage in the background of a podcast type video, it needs to look natural with the sound off. Thanks, Jin, saying the audio sounds good. I suppose the question can only really be answered by the people who were there beforehand, because apparently it was too loud. on my first attempt at the cutscene, and I've turned it down a bit, but not all that much. But fingers crossed. She's also asking to be modded. I mean, we're very near that donation goal. I think Rinsler chucked in another £2, so what is it left? Like a £5. But oh, here's Camellia Travis having a look along. But yeah, no, we get my settings changed so that I can auto run. Please, the fact that it makes you do this settings. There we go. B button means walk. Thank you. Now I can play the game. But yeah, so people are asking me, am I going to beat the whole game? And it's kind of hard to answer how much of this I'm going to stream, because, like I say, I do kind of need to beat Bomb Blast if I'm going to finish this Hector Helio all-exclusive scenes video. Like, it's a lower project. The main thing I need this stream for is to have footage to go in the background of my podcast type video. I keep saying podcast type video. I swear I'll explain in a bit. But yeah, it's like, I'm in no rush to make the Bomb Blast all-exclusive scenes video, but it's like, I do need to beat the game to be able to make it. So we'll basically see how much of the game I actually want to cover on screen and how much I might just do in my own time, or if we, you know, it could take a year for all we know to actually finish the game, because it's a low priority. But yeah. Are you taking the mickey or something?
Look, I apologise, didn't I? What more do you want? Please, I'm late for something important. Let me through.
What? You think we're just gonna let you bump into one of us like that and get off scot-free, do you?
Do you? This is my guy.
What a bunch of cowards, picking on a kid all on his own like that. Come on, Mark, let's go and teach them a lesson.
Yeah, beat them up like Hector Helio beat up those dogs in a small African country, as it said. But let's rescue him anyway from all of this. Hey, you're that rhyming footballer, ain't you? I seen you on the TV and that. His name is Has-Been. All right, so we'll beat him on the football game. That's so horrid, Henry Jin tells me. Yeah, well, it's funny that you should be here anyway, because let me just finish this match. I'll have to remember to cut this out of the podcast part, but while we do have a stream with Jin in it, I may as well say that since you've donated so much over the course of these streams anyway, I have decided that you are now the sponsor of this stream, and this Inazuma 11 3 Bomb Blast Chapter 1 playthrough has been supported by the one and only Jin in chat, and as a sign of support for that definitely real sponsorship that I didn't just make up on the spot, I have something to promote as soon as the game lets me out of this dialogue loop. So, Austin Obbs. Well, I should have just said this a little bit later. Right. Mate, shush. Right, he's coming with us. That's fine. But Jack, phone off. I'm trying to do a sponsored segment. My first sponsorship since Bai's 4th or 5th occasion in the Blue Lock video. But I can't do both at once. Right. Here's what we're going to promote. So, if you are watching along with our lovely chat, then you may be familiar with this talented artist who's been watching along already. So, if I just bring up card things, this is just a thingy that people have for promoting all of their different platforms. But there's a store here, you see. It's got a brand new product which I think that you would be very interested in, because now that we are on jinwork.bigcartel.com, and you can get free shipping if you spend 40 quid. I don't think we can do that very easily, but look at these! You can have Genshin Impact prints as well if you want. Who is Genshin Impact anyway? But yeah, for 11 quid each, you can get these lovely little acrylic charms of Mark, Jude and Axel over here, or you can have Sylvia and Celia and Nelly, or there's a Go Guys one as well with Arian and Ricardo and Victor, and it's like shipped from the UK, so if you're in the UK that's not even going to set you back that much, and it's these lovely Inazuma 11 characters that you want. And I think my favourite part about it, let me just open in another tab, something that you can't quite see on the store. I'm just getting a different promotional one for it up, and then we'll carry on the game. Mine being super slow with this, but right, if we drag it back, I think the coolest thing is if you move to the next picture, it's like shiny on the back. It's glittery, and it's because it's not like we're going to draw the actual back style of the characters, is it? That'd be way too much work for an acrylic stand. But well, acrylic, whatever. I don't know the words. I don't make art. That's why someone like Jin has to do it for us. But yeah, for 11 quid, I'd be snapping that up in an absolute heartbeat. So thank you to Jin for intentionally, definitely pre-planned sponsoring the video. There you go. That took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but yeah, I need some of those in my life, and I imagine now that you've seen it, you might as well. So I'll have to remember to cut that out of the podcast type video, but I should finally be able to explain what that is now that we've got a big uninterrupted patch. Because this is a video that was not like meant to be a podcast. Podcast isn't really the right word. I guess the right word is probably focus group. I can never skip these cutscenes again. It's too important to me. Janus Greenway says, "Is the art edible?" You'll have to find out. Buy one and try and eat it and see what happens. But yeah, Jid has always been a big supporter of the Tale of the Toaster channel with donations across this, so it's only fair that we also get some of her stuff, since she's... It's good to see somebody in our community actually getting somewhere with art, because I know a lot of talented artists in my life, but...
You're looking as full of beans as ever, Mark. And you're not looking too bad neither, Kevin, lad.
Huh. Why didn't you not tell us you were coming? Didn't you ever hear of a phone?
Say that for ages. Come on, Kevin, lad.
Man, it was all kind of short notice, you know?
There's Horrid Henry vibes for us.
because I couldn't wait to see the look on your great big stupid face. And it's an absolute beauty.
Scott Banyan, not a great character, but much better in the games than he is in the anime. He really says some stuff in the video games. Oh yeah, I suppose I should probably link the sponsored quote-unquote charm thing. Well, Trobel can do it, but I guess I'll go and quickly find it while I go and talk to Jordan!
Hey, Mark, do you remember me? Or maybe you know me better as Janus.
The most rent-free line you ever did hear. There we go. We've got a link in chat now if you want to actually get yourself some charms. Jordan Greenway, my foot. You're Janus. You blew up our school. I forgot it's Steve who talks to Jordan in his introduction. Oh, I can't hate you now. I can't either. Small Toaster says, Jin, can you officiate mine and Mod Trobel's wedding? Mate, what have I missed here? Small Toaster, the person who made the thumbnail for this stream. What you doing being engaged, lad? That's a teensy tad bit out of nowhere. Look, it's me, it's Isaac. You can tell he doesn't make it onto the team because he doesn't get an introductory cutscene. Oh well. I'm Isaac Glass. And my Isaac voice should just be myself. I believe my twin brother William is one of your oldest and most valued teammates. Because imagine, like, the only character to ever have your name in a major capacity in Inazuma 11 is this guy. I'm very lucky that my surname is represented by Jude Sharp instead. I even kind of got Keenan Sharp, but with a different spelling. Because the Isaac was not hitting. They completely just said, Isaac sounds like a dork's name. We're going to give it to the dork character. Yeah, what do you think, genius? I was told to come here, wasn't I? Here is the Sharp in question, but yeah, you can all officiate my wedding instead, where I get to pass on the Inazuma 11 Sharp surname to whatever unwitting person agrees to go along with it.
The Stoutberg's bloody blimmin' coming through! Ah!
But Axel introducing him as if we're meant to know who he is. But yeah, right, I'm gonna say it now. So let me catch up on chat a teeny tiny bit, and then I'll explain this other video I'm working on, because it should be out pretty soon. For Trouble in particular, this is the one that I was teasing ever so slightly to you while I was in Scotland. Because, yeah, but now everyone gets to know what it is, because pretty much as soon as I download this footage from the stream, I can just bung it into the video, and then it'll be good for release in like a couple days at best. But what I'm making, well, what I have made is, so Inazuma 11 3 is like, I would say the most universally loved entry in the series. If you ask people what's their favourite season of Inazuma, I think you're most likely to get Season 3 as the answer. And when I say Season 3, I'm obviously including the game within that as well. It's just easier to say Season 3 than Inazuma 11 3. But I think Inazuma 3 is by far the most popular entry in the series, and everyone loves it. And it's my favourite as well, I think. Like, if you're going off just the games, I think Chrono Stones might edge it out a little bit. But the actual Season 3 itself in the anime, I think there's no contender. I think for me, Season 3 has to be peak Inazuma all the way through. But that's hardly just an objective fact. That's just kind of the vibe I get. Over the course of knowing people in this community, I've managed to find 3 people. One of them being Darts Enthusiast, the French guy who helped me with the Inazuma SD comics and runs Inazuma Frontier, the news blog in the French language. Generally just knows everything about level 5. If you've seen a tweet about Megaton Musashi on your timeline, it's probably from Darts Enthusiast. So he's one guy. Another is Soup Lexi, somebody who's streamed Inazuma 11 in the past and has been on my channel before for a Mario Tennis Aces video, actually, of all things, and we've done some Smash Brothers stuff before. But he's always been one of my mates for like 10 years. And he loves Inazuma, but he's always done it quite quietly. But he's a really good content creator in his own right. And then the third one is somebody I've not known very long, but it's a lass called Aura. On Twitter, she's Kisoji Hater, like literally the Victory Road character, Kisoji Hater. But yeah, she's like an artist, so another person doing hopefully quite well for themselves in the art of drawing. So essentially I've got like a general YouTuber, I've got a news outlet guy, and I've got an artist, all of whom I've either been friends with for ages or a couple of weeks at best. But they all 3 have something in common, and that is that they have the very, very rare opinion that out of all the Inazuma entries they've experienced, the third one is their least favourite. And 2 of the 3 have experienced Ares and Orion in full as well. Lexi had only played the ones that had officially released in English, so Chrono Stones was his final entry in the series. But for 2 of the 3, they've played everything, and they all still managed to arrive at the conclusion that Season 3 stroke Inazuma 11 3 the game is not the best entry in the series, but in fact the worst. Which, like, I was gobsmacked, but they've all separately told me that, and I just thought, huh? But why? Isn't that the best? But I just kind of had, I thought to myself, you know what, instead of having this conversation separately with them 3 times, why don't I get them all into a Discord call and just actually invite the discussion? So it was only meant to be like half an hour, just asking them all a couple of questions each as to their general thoughts on Season 3 and how it's ended up on the lower end for them. But we talked so much, it ended up being an hour and 20 minutes. So it's in essence a podcast. And this footage I'll just kind of use in the background of it. But yeah, it should be out pretty soon. I just need to film enough footage in this stream to chuck in the back. But so why do they think Season 3 is the worst? We'll let them speak for themselves in the video, obviously. I won't give you any more than that, but you've had the premise. So essentially this yeah, this video is happening, this stream is happening for 2 reasons. It's so that I can fill my Season 3 The Worst video with footage of Inazuma 11 3, and it's so I can gradually make the Hector Helio all Bomb Blast exclusive scenes remake. And we should be getting to the next Hector Helio scene pretty soon. So when that does happen, I will just kind of fall silent again and go into content mode for it. But yeah, I hope you're all excited for that, at the very least. So I will mash through this dialogue at a reasonable rate. We've got 39 people watching now, which is pretty awesome. And all of the people in the Trobal Nation server appear to have changed their profile pics to the exact same thing that Small Toaster drew, and I don't even know what it is. But, you know, funny meme. Let's get this kit. I'm sick of wearing the normal rhyme and stuff. Let's have, let's finally have our proper thing. Just catching up on what people have been saying in case I had any questions and stuff. It's all Caleb Greggs. Of course it's Caleb Greggs. And they're all saying the same thing as each other. Yeah, good gimmick. Now we're wearing the kit. This image is what official Nintendo magazine included as the singular image in the entire online review of Team Ogre Attacks. They gave Lightning Bolt something like a 70% and Bomb Blast the same, and then they had to re-review Team Ogre Attacks, and they were just kind of annoyed at having to play the same game again. So the review was literally 2 sentences. It had that image, and it wasn't even included in the magazine. They released it only on Wi-Fi. Tornado, what are the chances I'll see you actually use Spirit Bond in Galaxy before the level 99 series ends? I'm gonna try and remember to do it, like, and after you've successfully pointed that out. Yeah, Arculus totally can do that with Tezcat, and I want to do it at some point in the series, but I've definitely recorded a fair bit further ahead of what's presently released. So it's not going to happen for a while, but I'm going to try and do it in maybe the second to last or the last match of the route that's currently being released right now. I haven't quite finished recording the route. I'm just 2 matches away from it at the moment. But hopefully with a bit of spirit bonding I will be able to finish it. Sanford's wearing the Inazuma National kit even though he well, I don't think this selection exam's gonna go too hot for him, to be honest. Don't worry, Mr. Tornado. Caleb Greggs did not overtake your question. I saw it in its entirety. The running feels a little slow. I guess it's because we're indoors. I do not know what's going on with all of these Trobal Nation people spamming the same thing in sequence. It was funny for a bit, but think you're validating Janus Greenway's complaints a little bit too much here. Where am I going? Shopping area, is it? Swefferay saying, I'm really happy because I've just met a bunch of people in college who are also really into Inazuma. Do you know how statistically unlikely that is? You must be in the Netherlands or something, because that's never going to happen in the UK. I've exhausted all of my UK Inazuma friendships at this point. Well, kind of. I mean, I get to meet up with some Inazuma friends tomorrow, but not exactly like I'd never heard of them before. Having a chance encounter with Inazuma people is kind of the best way to go. I did once when I was in the Filipino restaurant in Newcastle. What's it called again? Jollibee's. Yeah, one of the Deliveroo drivers was just playing Inazuma 11 3 on his phone. I'm like, oh, I am hitting up a conversation with this guy. Unfortunately, he didn't know who I was, but was nevertheless enjoying the game. Tornado, also, while you struggle on who to give Spirit Big Moves to, have you considered mixing-maxing Tezcat with Faye's dad? He's got Spirit Big Moves. Have I already unlocked that guy, Ashley Rune? I think I might have. Well, that's good information to know. I think I've at this point given Tezcat some Spirit Big Moves access anyway, but it has been a while since I last recorded. So we'll check. Because pretty much every recording I've been doing has been related to the Season 3 The Worst. Oh, Inazuma Fan 96 says, I've run into TXM, that's my only IRL Inazuma 11 interaction. He did tell me that somebody, not just somebody, on 2 separate occasions, people have approached him in the street, recognizing him for his Inazuma stuff, which is mad, because I've never had that happen to me outside of a con. Like, it's happened to me at SunnyCon and stuff, and it's, I guess it's kind of happened in the Netherlands, but within the UK itself, nobody's ever just come up to me on the street and been like, oh my god, you're Tail of the Toaster, the Inazuma guy. But it's happened to TXM twice now. I'm going to go for Mark here because I used Jude in the main Let's Play, and that's always good to have footage of. And it means I can use Marvin Murdoch as well. It means less Caleb Stonewall scenes, which is a little sad, but could be helpful to include. But yeah, it can happen sometimes. So it's good to know at least one of the 2 people who actually was the guy to find TXM on the street. Let's get this match done up. Sean Frost, you can handle this. Eternal Blizzard, grah. It's already version 2, making it easy for me. We've got some new chatters as well. We've got Amber popping in. I see Sven as well. That's definitely a Dutch Inazuma fan that I've met in my time. Not a random encounter like the TXM street case. I definitely told him exactly where to go. But yes, Wefray says, I always just go over to a creator I recognise in public or at cons. Such a nice experience. Yeah, no, I'm totally the same. Like, SmashCon, I spent loads of time with, quite a lot of time with Relaxalax and a little bit of time with Alpha Rad. That was a good little interaction of how it scales up. You know, Tail of the Toaster gets to meet his content creators instead. But you can all meet Tail of the Toaster, of course, if you come to SunnyCon in Newcastle in July, where Jin will be selling her art. Another artist I know called Beefy will be selling some art that might be Inazuma themed as well. And I will be in an Inazuma cosplay, and you can meet me, and pretty much all of the Trobal Nation people are coming along to it as well. So if you can get yourself down to Newcastle in July for an anime con, that can be everyone's first content creator meetup if you don't get one beforehand.
No, Hector is a weakling, Hector is a crybaby. Oh! Hey, you boys, stop that right now! Oh, Hector, does it not make you sad to be bullied so? Of course it does. But I cannot fight them. I could never win. Foolish boy. Are you really such a coward? Ugh. So, did you hear? One of the best soccer teams in all Europe is coming to play right here. And they will be playing our very own national team in a friendly match. How about that, huh? Yeah, and it's Levin's team. Can you imagine it? Levin himself, here in our homeland. Levin? You mean Levin Murdoch? The greatest striker in all Europe? He is coming here. What does it matter to you, eh, Hector? Go away! Hector! Hector! You'll never believe it! My father gave me tickets to the soccer match! We will go together, yes? You are serious? I will get to see him play? The great Levin Murdoch? Yaha!
Well, that one caught me a little bit off guard. But yes, there's our second Hector Helio scene exclusive to Chapter 1 of Bomb Blast. There is 3 within Chapter 1, I do believe. Where am I going again? But yeah, so I've got a second bit of footage now to extract for the wider video. For now, we'll go back to our training arc. What has chat been on about in the meantime? We've all been talking about going to SunnyCon, and that the Surrogate plush will be there in person. Well, the Bylon plush is already in my bag ahead of the next chance encounter with people down the Toon. Cannot forget it if it's already packed. Everyone's still on about a wedding of some kind. Yeah, I definitely believe you. Just make me the best man at that point.
Goal!
That's the celebration. There's all there is to it. The goal celebrations were a lot simpler back in the Inazuma 3 days. Yeah, Archer, you take a shot. That'll work. I'm so scared. Sweater says you got your hands on a copy of Wildfire. It took you ages, but I'm glad. Yeah, like, finding Wildfire, very, very challenging these days. Even managing to get a copy of Bomb Blast in time for this stream took a bit of work, because I already own every Inazuma game, but they're all in storage ahead of my house move next month. So scrambling about finding it took some work. But here we go. So has anybody bought one of those keychains yet? Like, see, I know that separately there is the goal to get Jin mod status on this channel, which we're about £4 or £5 away from, but I can't exactly ask for cash on that when she's instead taking up the sponsor title for this stream. But yeah, thanks everyone for sticking around for this so far. I realise this is like a bit of an off-the-cuff type one, but you might get to see all this footage again when you watch the Season 3 flaws discussion. Obviously, a video like that, I think, you kind of should just listen to it. It doesn't require you to watch the screen. I'm not going to bother doing any sort of visual editing for it because it's an hour and 20 minutes and I want the video to actually come out this year. So, but then again, I need to remember when Christmas comes into effect, because nobody's going to be watching Inazuma content on Christmas Day, are they? But the main reason people will get to see this in the future will be when consider this a preview. You know, I've already done my training. Let's call it a day. No thanks, huh? I'm done training. Yes, there's the £5 from Lord Rinsler the Collector. I'll always back up my Trouble Nation subjects. Jin mod, and just like that, it is done. I'll have to choose between managing moderator and standard moderator. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna go for the second one. There you go. Now I've got 2 mods, and now I shouldn't need any ever again, unless we ever have TXM or Alex Greensmith in a stream chat. Those are obviously my besties and big associates of the channel, so they can have it if ever they swing by. But yeah, cheers for the £5, Rinsler, in addition to the £2 I think you already gave earlier on. And now we have truly backed up the claim that this stream was sponsored by Jin and her lovely acrylic charms, because the community as a whole has in fact now sort of paid for it. Riverbank, let's go. We'll get some... So this is sort of an exclusive scene. It's not a Bomb Blast exclusive scene. It's just a scene that you don't get if you picked Jude's team with Caleb on it instead of Mark's team. Because I would never choose to pick Mark's team for any purpose other than getting to use Marvin Murdoch. The Jude team scenes are a lot better, but let's enjoy it anyway. Let's do some classic Let's Playing. I'll actually read it out.
Oh, Mark, thank goodness you're here. Jude and Caleb are... I told you to pass the ball, Stonewall. Hogging it won't help anybody. Yeah, whatever. Who cares about your stupid practice anyway? What did you say? Excuse me? I'm sorry to butt in, but I have to get going. I'll, see you later. Bye. God, I'm so bored of you losers. Who on earth was that? Hey, where's Nellie? She was supposed to be here with you lot, wasn't she, Jude? You're right, Mark. With everything else that was going on, I didn't notice. Hello there, children. Oh, having a little game, are we? Come on then, on me head, son. Oh, hello, Mr. Veteran. Hey, you haven't seen Nellie, have you? What's that? The young madam? Oh, she'll be at the airport by now, I would imagine. She's got a plane to catch. She's setting off to study abroad, after all. What? Nellie's going away to study abroad? Since when? This is the first we've heard of it. Is it now? Then I suppose she must have been trying to keep it a secret. Oops, me and my big mouth. Nellie, why would you do this without telling us? Come on, Mark. There might still be time. Let's head to the airport. We can go straight to the airport by the looks of it. Keeping my Mr. Veteran Scottish accent in check. You've always got to be refreshed. I think that's the most accurate it's ever been. I remember when I was first doing the Inazuma 3 Let's Play, like, I really butchered the Australian voices because I hadn't even learned how to do... I hadn't even learned how to do an Australian accent at that point. I hadn't been learning from the Aussies in the tribal nation, like the war criminal and the other one. The other one being... so there's a few... I've still not quite learned everybody yet. I should check my little drawing thingy that has all the names written on it, but unfortunately that is currently in storage as well, ahead of my house move. But let's just say goodbye to Nellie for now.
So, you're really
Wall was
going?
not happy about the
Yes,
accent.
Father.
They said
Look after
they're
yourself,
all
won't you?
upsetted by me
Yes,
saying
me
the
too,
other
Nelly.
one. There are two.
Be careful.
Oh, Egg, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Egg,
This is
the most
something I have
memorable
to do.
username in the world. But
I
I mean,
didn't
you don't
want to
forget a
live
name
like
like
this.
War Criminal, but you can
But if
forget
the reports are
Egg.
correct, then Mark's
What's the
life
full
is
thing again?
about to change forever. I need
Nellie's.
to find out the truth for myself.
I forgot
I
Nellie
want to
sounds
do
like
something for someone
25,
else.
but it's a cool voice.
I've never felt this way before.
Janus Greenway is relentlessly begging for mod in the chat, and I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's never going to happen. So, you've got your acknowledgement purely in the fact that I have said it, and I hope you're happy enough with that, but you are absolutely not going to be modded in the history of this channel. Hope you understand. That's sorted then. Have fun on your trip, Nellie. See you at the finals. You're very sure of yourself? It's true, he is going to make the final. I think
Amen.
Japan will get at least second, in the Inazuma 11-3
I promise.
storyline.
It's nice of you to think of me, but you should be concentrating on how not to make Raimon look like idiots in front of the whole world.
So true! Iconic parting line.
I'll see you soon.
Bye, Nelly.
Forgot all about this scene. It's quite nice.
My dear Nelly, do me proud.
And that is the last we will ever hear of Sonny Ryman, the most yet least important character in the Inazuma 11 context. He's the head teacher, he's financially responsible for just about every scene taking place, and yet you barely see him. So we get to do the trial match now. I feel like there must... But again, I decided to just watch along, had fun, it was a good nostalgia trip. Yeah, Inazuma 11 is one of the most rewatchable anime of all time. I genuinely, truly believe that, and, you know, like, to give an example from this chat, I know that Hop-Up Enjoyer only got into Inazuma 11 because friend Jin was having a rewatch in front of her face. She didn't choose to sign up to this show, but what do you know, now she loves it. By all means, let us know in chat how you either got into Inazuma or 11 or how you got back into it, because I feel like a lot of people needed to get back into it. I think I'm one of the only people out there who just had a straight consecutive 10-year unbroken streak of always liking and playing Inazuma 11, entirely uninterrupted. But I'm not normal. Dit is niet normaal meer, as we say in het Nederlands. So we got the TV cameras out. Ted Brower says, do you guys know any good board games? I am a bit of a Scrabble fiend at the moment, would you believe? I've gone on such a YouTube rabbit hole. There's a guy called Will Anderson who's like top 10, possibly top 5 in the USA, and he has a winning record on Nigel Richards, the best Scrabble player of all time. But in addition to being extremely talented at Scrabble, so an excellent strategist and a master of word knowledge, he's also funny. He's got a good sense of humour, he's a good presenter, and he knows how to edit as well. He's got a very unique visual format for his videos, and whenever he plays an obscure word, he always makes sure to put the definitions on screen, which is great for me because, you know, everyone memes on Scrabble for allowing words like QI and ZA.
I told you, Luca.
QI being
searching for
Chi, the
someone
martial
special.
arts energy that you can
Someone who
practice,
might be
and
able to teach
ZAR
me a thing or two.
apparently being short for pizza, which the moment I learned about that one, I'm like, there's
could you learn
no
from the
way
players
ZAR is a Scrabble eligible word because it's short
We
for
shall see.
bloody pizza. And then weeks after I started watching Will Anderson Scrabble videos about the word ZAR and stuff, I watched an episode of BattleBots where they have a robot called Ripperoni, which just has a big vertical spinning pizza disc weapon. And then the presenter just says, "Bring on the ZAR!" And I'm like, oh my god, it is a real world. It is a real word. I guess mainly an American thing, but still. So now I do not doubt the word ZAR. In fact, I've heard it again since. I've heard it twice this year, outside of a Scrabble capacity, but basically I used to play Scrabble all the time with my mum and her neighbours. They were always really fun because she'd buy like a whole 6-pack of salt and vinegar Walker's Baked and we'd just have them all over the course of a night, and I'd trade Scrabble wins with all 4 of us. Scrabble's mainly designed to be a 1v1 type game, but you can play it 4-player as well, and it's by far my best board game. I'm currently undefeated on the mobile app Scrabble Go. I have 7 wins and no losses, purely because the first 3 of them were against my friend Carla in Spain, who had never played Scrabble in her entire life. I taught her how to play it through the course of the app because I showed her a Will Anderson video, and then she took to it more than I expected, so we ended up playing Scrabble, and then I won like 1 game against the AI and 2 games against complete randoms. So, but it's like, but I don't consider myself good at it. Like, I'm clearly, like, decent enough, but Team B has more rejects. This has got Shadow, this has got Isaac, and obviously it's the chance to play Jordan as well. But yeah, it was nice to just kind of apply some of the things I'd learned from Will Anderson's videos, which are mainly just funny. He has this video called AI versus AI in Scrabble. It's like putting Google Bard against ChatGPT in a Scrabble game, and they just... When I clicked on it, I'm like, oh no, AI is going to be really good at Scrabble, isn't it? This is going to be the future of the game. As it turns out, no, they were awful at Scrabble, and they just completely reinvented how to play the game entirely, and it made a really, really funny video. But yeah, so the point is, anyone who wants to challenge me at Scrabble, I'll kick your ass, and then the moment I come up against anyone who's actually a genuine Scrabble player, I will get folded a million times over. Like, because the main win condition in Scrabble is to use all 7 of your tiles at once. So you make a 7-letter word or build an 8-letter word through what's already on the board. And if you manage it, you get a 50-point bonus, and it's called a bingo. And I've only managed to bingo once in my entire modern life. I managed to spell the word Connings, and I still needed the blank tile to be able to do it as well. If people haven't played Scrabble, I know that I'm just going to have talked a whole load of crap that nobody understands, but I love Scrabble, man. It made for a great YouTube rabbit hole, and it is officially my favourite board game. So thank you for that question, Ted. I'll try to answer the next question I get in significantly less detail. Rintler says, I'm so good at Scrabble, let's play. Perhaps. Maybe you guys in your own little Trobal group should have like a Scrabble face-off. See who can earn the right to face Tail of the Toaster in Scrabble, to find the best player in the group. They've passed back to Jordan. Mate, Jordan Greenway's getting the shot here. This is just like the anime for real. I hope he scores. It's not like I need to win this match anyway. Come on, Jordan. Sink it in the back of the net. He's done it. Let's go, Jordan.
Go! Keep focused, team.
We get Jude's dialogue as well. Sunnycon Scrabble, says Trobal. I mean, I'm not bringing the board. That would be a whole exhibition. But yeah, Scrabble Go, having it as a free mobile app is really very helpful, because you can just remotely play Scrabble with anyone, anywhere. And also, my word knowledge is not that great, but on the app, if you have some tiles that just kind of looks like it might be a word, but you're not sure, you can drag it onto the board and see if it is a word before submitting it, so it's a lot more beginner friendly in that sense. So like, I don't have to play my word to know it's real. Jin says we should do that, but for the Smash Brothers. Yeah, you've still got to do your own Smash Brothers tournament as well. Winner gets to fight me. That can probably be arranged. I mean, you can also just find me at the local Newcastle establishment where I do Smash Brothers tournaments almost every week. That's the easiest way to go and fight Tail in Smash. So there was one yesterday, and it was very funny because it was the Christmas special. So instead of playing properly, we just did like a spin the wheel type thing, where before every set, usually the brackets are seeded so that the best players are kept apart, but this one was randomly seeded, so it was just whoever fights whoever. And instead of playing normal Smash Brothers Ultimate, we just spun the wheel before every match. Sure, you can score again, why not? So it included like modded versions of Smash. I got to play Brawl Meta Knight within Ultimate. I had to play the Time Crisis arcade machine with somebody in a set. I played Yahtzee on 51 Worldwide Games, which is also my other favourite board game. Yahtzee's I like even more than Scrabble, but I've never actually played it as a board game. I've only ever played it within video games, but I love Yahtzee as well. But I did lose. That was how I got eliminated from the tournament. But the best part of the tournament yesterday was I beat the best player in the entire region. And it's not like I outskilled him or anything. We were just playing a silly modded game. But like, the best player in the whole of the northeast of England is a cloud player called Curry Governor. and we had to play a mod called Chaos Mod, and I just happened to know that Cloud is one of the most broken characters in that mod anyway, so he picked Cloud without any knowledge of how broken he was going to be. I also picked Cloud just because it was the only character I knew was going to be insanely busted. And essentially, I got to take a set off this guy who is ranked top 5 in the entire United Kingdom using his own character in the Ditto because I knew slightly more about how over the top they made him in this mod. And it's now forever on my record that I beat one of the best players in the entire country using his character. And I, of course, bragged about it on Twitter.com because that's obligatory. But anyone who saw that tweet and thought I'd genuinely made a big gaming achievement, no, I hadn't. It was entirely under conspicuous circumstances, but it's also not untrue to say that I did beat him in a set of Super Smash Brothers. Sort of. Swefray rolling in with the correction to say best Cloud player in Europe. Clearly you know a bit about competitive Smash then. It's funny because the other contenders for best Cloud in Europe got involved in the replies of that. I don't know if they knew it was a joke or not, but the other two best Clouds in Europe are both from the Netherlands. We've got Zemol and we've got Azrael. Those are both really good Cloud players as well, and they just kind of rolled in to take the credit for themselves. They're like, so the best player, Curry Governor fell off. Now the top 3 Cloud players in Europe are Azrael, Zemol, and Tale of the Toaster in that order. It's like, sure, let's roll with that. And I just wasn't even going to argue it because I really love watching Zemol. He's one of my favourite players in the whole of Europe. And I think he's a bit of a low-key Inazuma fan as well, so if you're secretly here, hello. You are, in fact, still better than me at Cloud Strife. As is Curry, but let's get another goal here. We'll try and equalise, at least. We've been streaming for how long at the moment? Only 1 hour and 7 minutes, and the first 7 or so minutes I need to cut out as well, so I need to do at least another hour. Well, I guess my podcast's only an hour and 20 minutes, so I've probably got enough soon, but I definitely need to do at least another half an hour before that video is filled. Swefray says, I did see that tweet, and knowing the context is way more funny. Yeah, it's not like I can just come out and give the context right in the middle of it. It has to be bigged up a little bit. Kevin, you can go up there. Sean, you can play in defense, actually. Let's use Thor as a midfielder, as his as God intended. He claims he's a midfielder, so let's do it. Hopper Van Joy says, oh my god, I love Final Fantasy VII too. Yeah, I tried playing Final Fantasy VII because I really respect it. Like, I popped the hell off when they added Sephiroth into Smash. I couldn't get too far in the... I don't own the right consoles to play the remake. I tried playing the original on Steam, but I just don't really like playing games on Steam, so I didn't get very far with it. But I know the whole plot, so it's not like I'm missing much by not actually playing it. So it's one of those games where I just admire it from afar. Let's fire up, since they do it. I don't like to do strategic firing up, I just like to let the music be the normal music for as long as possible. Look, we're getting battered here.
Go! Keep it up!
Good job it doesn't matter, but Jordan got to be in that celebration. But the YouTubers just told me now would be a good time to insert ads. Mate, go away! These people have done enough by giving me donations. I don't need to interrupt the stream with advertising. But the fact that it actually popped up on my screen to give me that as a notification, go on, man. I already took a quote-unquote sponsorship in this video by promoting Jin's Charms, which I'm going to relink now for anyone who's new in chat. Click that link and you can get some really, really nice looking Inazuma 11 character charms for only £11, and all of that money directly supports the wonderful Jin in chat, which in turn probably supports me the next time Jin makes a donation anyway. So yeah, get yourself some of them. I definitely want some. Janus immediately saying, no, give us ads. I could. I've closed the notification now, but no, I'm not going to do it. The point of these streams was never to make money. I'm literally doing this because I would be recording the game anyway, to try and gather footage for me thingy. So I'm just very glad that people would even come along to this in the first place. Right. Little bit far there, Janus. Remember, I've told you you're never going to be modded, and the reason you're never going to be modded is because you're incredibly untrustworthy, and you don't really know where to draw the line between a joke and actually being mean to people. I know you're only young, so like that's something for you to work out, but it would be nice if you just picked on people less and maybe did a bit less complaining. I didn't want to have to say it on stream because, you know, it's, you know, the old adage, don't feed the trolls. I've now got to say it directly on a stream to your face, but, you know, you have genuinely crossed people's wires a little bit over the course of the last few streams, and enough's enough. But hello, Cara. I haven't seen you earlier on. Have you only just arrived? Saying tail never makes anyone depressed. No ads. I had 4 ads last week, which happened to be the same ad for flipping chocolate. You mean on my stream? Because if it was on my stream, that definitely wasn't intended. But can I do Tsunami Boost? Yeah, of course I can. Can I win off the back of this randomly pressing the S button? Swefferay says this might come as a surprise, but I'm not really a fan of football. Inazuma is the only football-related thing I actually enjoy. That's actually a topic that I bring up in the Season 3 The Worst video. I'm not going to actually title it something that clickbaity, but my video with Darts, Lexi, and Aura asking them why they think Season 3 was the worst entry in their personal ranking. I did directly ask them the question of, do any of you actually like football? Because that was my little theory. A little young, what does that mean? I'm literally over 18. Oh, bro, that is so naive. you don't think over 18 isn't young? Yikes. Hurricane, my beloved, from some small toaster, but Ray says, I've replayed the remake like 5 times with my sister. It's the only interest we have in common. What an interest to share. Solely Final Fantasy VII. What's your favourite character then? I bet it's Tifa. I am calling you out as a Tifa enjoyer. Acting like I'm not also, but you know, Cloud and Sephiroth get the Smashy Brothers bonus. Sugar Snap says, the charms you linked are so cute. I think so. I think they look great. And the fact that they're actually made by somebody who's in chat just makes it all the better. So if you're within the UK, the shipping will be like mega cheap. And even if you're within Europe, I'm sure it's like fine. So we've already lost the match, but thankfully we didn't need to win that.
I've been watching all of you closely today, and I've decided who has earned a place on the national team.
It's going to be Marvin.
Who hasn't.
It is so going to be Marvin Murdoch. And Jordan will remain on the team for the entire playthrough.
Did I make the cut?
No, you didn't, mate. It's very funny, actually. Except you're on the box art of Bomb Blast, which is the game I owned originally. So it's a good job I didn't pay that much attention to it. Otherwise, I would have spoiled myself. But when Bomb Blast did release, I was actually at Eurogamer in London, so I couldn't even play it for the first couple of days. I'd ordered it on Amazon. The game was sold at Eurogamer. I had to see it right in front of my face, and I couldn't even buy or play it. But it was the first time I ever met my mate Alexander Greensmith in person. Somebody who I now go and see several times a year because he's one of my absolute best mates. Ray says, I'm an Aerith and a Yuffie fan. Picking Aerith over Tifa, controversial. But Yuffie I don't really know anything about. Kind of heard of them in plot recaps, but I never got far enough in any of the games to actually see Yuffie for myself. But if I was going to play a Square Enix JRPG, I'd probably play Dragon Quest XI first. Portuguese human saying, I'm alright on football, but sick of hearing about Benfica all the time.
Jude Sharp.
Thank you, Coach.
And that's all we need. Our team is Jude Sharp and Axel Blaze. Do not need any more. Haro asks, where did you pick up the original Inazuma game? I remember it being everywhere in Sainsbury's and Asda's many moons ago. Funny you should mention those two in particular, because I got it from Morrison's. It was £20 as well, even though it was within the first month the game had released. It was like already on discount, I guess. But yes, I got it from Morrison's, and so did my friend Suplexy.
Yes!
did you coach?
And then Inazuma 11 2 I got from Game in York. Inazuma 3 I just got from Amazon. Team Ogre Attacks I got from the official Nintendo UK online store.
Caleb Stone.
So on and so forth. Go I don't really remember, but Chronostone's actually got from a shop in Middlesbrough
Austin
called
Hobbs.
Super Games World, which still exists. If you're ever in Middlesbrough, it's the best shop to go. Getting on the team, I actually doubted him for a little bit when I was first playing the game. Todd Ironside I didn't have on my radar whatsoever, of course.
And finally,
I kind of went for a little walk after getting to this scene, but without seeing who was going to be on the team. I gave myself a little bit of time to think about who was going to get picked, and I was like mostly accurate, but I didn't see it coming that Kevin wouldn't make it, and I actually doubted Jack Wallside, which seems a little wrong in hindsight, but yeah, he did in fact make the team, as did Scott Banyan. But yeah, where did all of you guys get your first Inazuma games from? Because that's good information. Only Inazuma 1 was ever sold that widely. And then the other ones got a lot more rare. Rip Marvin Murdoch, I could not change history. He still has not been picked. Now, Isaac, don't make a scene. I'll make a scene if I want to make a scene. You shut up. Kara got Blizzard from Game, only paid 15. Yeah, I think I also paid about 15 quid. Because I didn't get Inazuma 2 at launch. I don't know why I didn't get it at launch, but I just waited for some reason or another. I guess I didn't have my own income at that point. I was 16, so I was in college, but like I didn't have unlimited money. But then once I saw it on discount, I did pick it up just on a random college Wednesday in York, which was nice. Swefferay got it as a birthday gift, and then bought ones from sites called Mario 3DS and Vinted.
So, it's time to take on the world at last.
A human got Wildfire from CX for 22 euros in 2020. I can tell you for sure it's not that cheap
I
now.
wonder what kind of opponents are out there. Whoever they are, they're in for the fight of their lives.
You can say that again.
It was like 35 euros or so when I checked in Spain last month, and then obviously if you want it in the UK it's going to be even more than that. Tornado says, I'm going to use exclusively Isaac challenge run style. I should do that, to be honest. That sounds like a great idea. Could always do like an Inazuma 11 Go, no fighting spirits allowed run at some point. But for now, let's just have a normal ass playthrough of Bomb Blast for footage purposes. Amber got hers, I presume, from Inter Toys or Bart Schmidt, a Dutch toy shop. Never heard of it. The only Dutch shops I could tell you about would be Mediamarkt and Albert Heijn. Tornado begging for commissions off that idea. No, I'm not actually going to do an Isaac only run. You're very welcome to. Portuguese fan says, yeah, it's 35 euros now for Chrono Stones, which is still cheap in comparison to other countries.
No, please, my ticket! Give it back to me! Now we'll be the ones to see the great Murdoch in action! Yaha!
Why so sad, young man?
I, Levin Murdoch! The Levin Murdoch! Mr. Murdoch, can it really be you? That looks painful. Ah, now I understand. Those boys, they attacked you, didn't they? I know just how you feel. I was the victim of bullies myself once upon a time. Eh? You, Mr. Murdoch? Impossible. Not at all. I used to cry all the way home from school every single day. But
Then I found football, and I trained so long and hard that I wasn't worried about the bullies anymore. Why don't you give the beautiful game a go yourself? You've got the look of a world-class player about you. Good. Then it's decided. I'll see you on a pitch somewhere someday, okay? Don't give up on me now, you hear? Can I have my ticket back?
Me? A world-class player?
Well, here we are at last, football fans. The final of the African FFI qualifiers is upon us at last. Which one of these young teams will walk away with tickets to Leocott Island to show for their efforts? Get out there, Hector. Time to take the first step on your journey to the top.
Yes, Chief. There is no way that we will lose. We are going all the way, Chief, and you are coming with us. This is it. Finally, my chance to prove that I have become a world-class player.
Hector and his team went on to win the match and earn a place in the World Championship Finals. And while this was going on, countries all around the world were sending their own teams to the first ever FFI tournament. What are you lot? Time to head out and see if the big waves can't surf their way to the top of the world.
Friends, today our journey begins. Prepare yourselves, for it will not be easy. But at its end, a great prize awaits.
It is time to leave for Japan. It is time for the world to see the greatest tactician in Asia at work.
Okay, yep, no more exclusive stuff. We are so back once again. So that was all of the Hector scenes for Chapter 1. I believe he's got some Chapter 2 stuff as well. Let me just check my notes. I only took the notes for where the Paolo scenes happened, so they're not necessarily at the same time as each other, but they have been all at the same time so far. No, it seems like there's actually nothing until the end of Chapter 4 now.
We'll meet again, Mark.
Hector-wise. There is technically one thing I can show off as part of the Bomb Blast exclusive stuff.
It's finally time for us to make our international debut. It's our chance to become world #1. The FFI Asian qualifiers kick off in Chapter 2. The secret of the cursed coach. What? We're not allowed to train?
That counted as exclusive because it had the word lightning bolt in the logo. Oh, I hadn't saved yet. Lol, that's funny. But yeah, so the next sort of exclusive thing would be exclusive to Lightning Bolt and Bomb Blast. Namely, you have a practice match with Tori and Sue, the all-girls all-stars. In Team Ogre Attacks, it happens in a new area called the Hidden Hill. But in Bomb Blast and Lightning Bolt, they hadn't made the area yet, so it's just at the riverside instead. So that could technically be part of the video as a little footnote.
Chapter 2. The secret of the cursed coach.
But yeah, so we've been streaming for, at this point, an hour and a half, so I think by now we've got enough footage to fill the Season 3 discussion video, but I'll keep going a bit longer anyway, just for insurance, and, you know, I've got the energy to stream until, I'd say, at least 9 o'clock, and them. We'll see how everyone is feeling, and then whether or not the next live stream I get to do will be Hakuoki with Hop and Joya, or if it will be more Inazuma 11 3. We'll just have to wait and see, because the Hakuoki streams are extra fun now that they have an extra person involved. But obviously, more people are going to be asking for the Inazuma 3 stuff. But this was the only Inazuma 3 stream that I needed to do. The others would just be optional, I guess, but I'm sure people would swing along. But yeah, so that's it for actual Hector scenes until after we beat Fire Dragon, unless they really catch me off guard. But it's just nice to be playing Inazuma 11 3 again anyway, especially after spending 2 hours like half slating it in an upcoming video. It's nice to just play it and love it again.
Ah, Mark, there you are. There's something I want to talk to you about. Thanks to your newfound notoriety, some players you defeat in football battles will be keen to join the team. It's entirely up to you whether you let them join or not, but you should use the opportunity to make a shrewd new signing or two.
Yeah, we can have scouts finally. Janus, you're being a dick in the chat for no reason. The reason people keep discussing banning you is because you're just needlessly aggressive to other chatters. If you keep doing it, they might get what they want. Can you please just stop being an arse to people? Thank you. And capsule scouting. That'll be getting discussed, of course, in the video as well. But I'll take that. I mean, I don't think I actually have any tokens to bung into it yet. Ted Brower says, are you ever going to make a video ranking of all games and seasons of the anime? I'd love to. I just don't know whether or not I should be waiting for Victory Road to come out first. Or even just the demo so I can kind of half judge it. But it's like, I kind of know roughly what my order would be. But it'd be interesting to do it as a combination of games and anime, because if I did just the game ranking or just an anime ranking, I don't think they'd have the same order. But if you aggregate it, then it becomes kind of interesting.
Did you honest? You, Blaze, Frost, Sharp, and you, Evans. Don't think for a second that your spots on this team are guaranteed.
So true.
Past results
Travis
mean
saying
nothing
what needs
on
to
my
be
field.
said.
If you want to play, you'll work for your spot, you'll fight for it, you'll kill for it.
I forgot he said you'll kill for it. Inazuma's just going next level. I love Coach Travis. 2 of my top 5 characters for all of Inazuma are coaches, because I love Mr. Yi as well. He carried Ares and didn't carry as much in Orion, but he's still there, so thank God for that, at least. Some random memer says discovered Inazuma 11 through Yokai Watch Puni Puni or Yokai Watch Wibble Wobble. Yeah, that is a way you can discover the game. It gets you into it pretty late on, but whatever works. Just seen the tweet you made, Rinsler, promoting my stream, and what a terrible screenshot it is. There is zero gameplay happening whatsoever in that photo. It's just my face and a mug. I appreciate it though. I've given you your retweet now. Should have done that ages ago, but I'm obviously not checking Twitter very much while I'm playing. I can see some deleted messages from Janus. Is it just deleted messages, or did you guys actually ban him? Like, either way, yeah, do what you need, because you guys are reading chat more than I do. I don't know whether he'd completely crossed the line at that point, but he just, I mean, he's got to learn at some point to just not repeatedly go after people. So if you have banned him for a bit, then that's fine. Don't make it a permanent thing. Yeah, just a timeout. That's fine. Because over the past like 3 streams, he'd definitely earned that one at this point. 10 minutes. Yeah, cool. I don't know what he'd said in particular that was the trigger there, but I'll trust it was bad enough. Why would Coach Travis encourage him to be so selfish? I finally read out a Jordan line.
Blimey neck, I don't like the look of this one bit. What's Coach Travis playing at?
I wish I was better at my Darren impression, because like doing these Let's Plays is what taught me how to do an Australian accent, and it's what taught me how to do a Liverpudlian girl's accent. Tornado says, I can feel Tails' experience dealing with kids at camp. Yeah, you remember that. That was back when I was 21. In fact, when I was doing the original Inazuma 11 3 Let's Play. Yeah, I have been a caretaker before for kids aged, like... I would always work mainly with the 9 to 10-year-olds, but like once a day I'd also have to spend a bit of time with the 6 to 7-year-olds, and it made... Not 7 to 8 it was, and they were significantly harder to deal with. And then I very rarely got to look after the 10-plus-year-olds, but in the rare occasion it happened, that was by far the easiest. And it just goes to show anyone who is in the career of caretaking and teaching, the older you get, the easier it becomes until you get to the teenage stroppy years, and then it goes back to being extremely hard again. But thankfully I didn't have to do that. But yeah, I literally hit 2,000 subscribers during the Inazuma 3 Let's Play while I was out being a camp counselor, so it's very much tied to this game, if you think about it. And yeah, but I'm very keen to not have to do any of that ever again. I'm much happier working a remote job about technology that I can do from home, and I don't even need to talk to a soul a lot of the time. Amber says you are not a true Tail fan if you didn't know that fact. I didn't know that. Hey, you know, you're only gonna know that if you were watching the channel specifically in 2018. Was it 2018? I think so. Ted Brower saying, random question relating to the Jaina situation. I really struggle to find the difference between hate speech and a controversial opinion. Yeah, it's nuanced. That's why he's not just had a timeout before, but he's always... It's not necessarily based on the things he said just today, but he's the type of viewer that always says stuff to get people's attention and kind of stir the pot. So it's like, he's never getting timed out based off of one particular thing he said. It's kind of, if he's continuing to do what he's been doing for the past several streams, i.e. trying to rile people up and annoy them and get me to say some wild things. He's made... There was one stream where he just spent an entire stream getting me to say something which absolutely does not bear repeating, and it's like, bro, sometimes you just need to reassess. Realise what you're doing at that point. But yeah, needless to say, Ted, if you're worrying that you've said anything like that, you absolutely haven't. Amber says, controversial opinion is saying Blue Lock is bad. Never mind, Amber needs to be timed out as well. We will not tolerate Blue Lock hate under any circumstances in this chat. No, we'll let you off, but I'm a big Blue Lock enjoyer. Hate speech is being mean against people who like Blue Lock. Well, you can definitely meme on people who like things at the end of the day, like, but this is always the part of the game that stumps people, because to find info on Coach Travis, you have to use this door over here that you can't even see. Who thought this was a good idea? But anyway, we'll get the secret dirt on Coach Travis right over here. What is Blue Lock, says some random meme. It's the hot new football anime and manga. It's very different to Inazuma 11, but it's super, super good anyway. The whole season is up on Crunchyroll, so if you haven't watched it, I'd say don't even look it up. If you like Inazuma 11, you will like Blue Lock, without a fraction of a doubt. I could not recommend it more. And Jin says my sis is so obsessed with Blue Lock at the moment. I didn't know you had a sis. I know you had a brother and one that kind of ambiguously gets referred to as a sibling. And even then I thought they were the same person until Ray proved me wrong in the last Hakuoki stream. But like, yeah, you reshare. I'm guessing it's the work of... Well, I know you shared some artwork that one of your siblings had made drawing Ego and some other Blue Lock characters, and I loved that. That was some of the best Blue Lock art I have seen in my entire life. I don't know if that's the same person, but credit to all of your Blue Lock liking family anyway. And if you haven't watched it yourself, you should. You can watch it with me if you want, since it's not exactly far to go, is it? But so we got to go back to school to meet the strangers. What an ominous plot point. Xavier Foster asked, how do you swivel the camera on the DS version? You press L or R, or you can tap the top corners of the touch screen. So there's two different ways to do it. But Amber says, I have seen Blue Lock. I have opinions. You know what? I'm not sure I want to know them anymore. That will do. But I've seen all of Season 1. But I am avoiding anything to do with Season 2 and 3's content in the manga because I want to watch it as an anime, not just read ahead in the books. Tornado's obviously asking me to watch Captain Tsubasa as well, and yeah, it's good to know that there is a reboot. I tried playing the game, but it's so hard for some reason. I don't know why they made the game that difficult. Maybe it's just a skill issue, but I tried playing it, Alex Greensmith tried playing it, TXM tried playing it, and none of us could get past even like the third match. The only guy I know who is able to beat it is Dragon Blaze, another good Inazuma content creator from the Netherlands, but he's just a lot better at video games than we are. Like, he plays Smash Brothers with me as well, and he absolutely kicks my arse. Like, I'm technically considered top 10 in the province of Durham, and I've now quote-unquote beat Curry Governor, the best cloud in Europe. But Dragon Blaze is like, he's only the second best Robin player in the Netherlands, but that's because Netherlands just happens to have the best Robin in all of Europe in Mad Ice King. He is also the second best Robin in all of Europe, I would say, and he's really good at Inazuma, really good at Smash Brothers, and really good at Captain Tsubasa. And he's just a great personality. I love Andrew. I really want to make some more videos with Dragon Blaze sometime, because he doesn't make much content these days. He flits in and out, but he does a lot of streaming, and definitely check one of those out if you haven't already. Tosa says Monokuma best Inazuma 11 character. If you can put him in, I'd take a look at that mod. I have actually, not sure if I'm meant to say, I know somebody's trying to mod me into one of the Spanish language or French language Inazuma mods that has a lot of different content creators in it. But I should be in that at some point, but I can't even tell you which mod it is because I don't know at the moment. Amber says, Dragon Blaze is great. I remember watching his old Strikers matches a lot. Yeah, he was a really funny guy to have as a content creator at the same time as me, because we always filled in the gaps of each other. I never made Strikers videos because I'd never played the games, and he pretty much only made Strikers. Likewise, I played all the handheld games on console because I had a 3DS capture card, and he didn't, so he would never touch the actual DS and 3DS games. He was exclusively a Strikers content man, and I was the mainline game content man, and together we just formed essentially one complete channel. Now I've obviously done a lot of Strikers online commentary, but I've still never played it, and I know he still likes Strikers, but obviously he's got Captain Tsubasa now that he can play. And I think he's pushing for top 25 at Smash in the Netherlands. He's getting really, really good. Where have I got to go? Shopping area? I think. Go back to the riverbank. Osgur Bagkhan says, which emulator are you playing on? Please take a look at this. I don't know if I've got myself on screen properly, but this is not an emulator. This is me playing on a 3DS and sending the footage to my computer over a USB wire. Random encounters. Yeah, don't miss them. But we better get a win or two in though, because if I lost the practice match, I'd probably lose more. Guy in goal from his sprite kind of looks like Njord Snow. Goratuti asks, can we expect more Blue Lock content when Season 2 drops? Hopefully. Like, all of my Blue Lock content on the channel absolutely bombed. It all did terribly in terms of views, but I always enjoyed making it, and I just enjoy talking about Blue Lock. It's really, really fun. So if I get more ideas, then I will definitely not rule out the idea of making some more Blue Lock content. But it's not a guarantee at the minute. But here, you know what, I'm gonna hop out of streamer mode and try to interject for Let's Play mode for what's happening here. So I won't be reading chat for the next few minutes. Not a Bomb Blast exclusive per se, it's a Lightning Bolt and Bomb Blast exclusive thing, but because my main Let's Play was on Team Ogre Attacks, I think this is worth showcasing. You have a practice match against Tori and Sue.
That's weird. I thought I knew all the places around Raimon, but I've never been here before.
You've never been to Riverside. Yeah, this dialogue makes a lot more sense in Team Ogre Attacks because they actually move this match to a brand new area called the Hidden Hill. But if you're playing in Lightning Bolt and Bomb Blast specifically, it just happens at the Riverside instead. Come on, Tori, I've got a rendezvous with me dearest darling honey. I'm doing her in the Liverpool accent. This is not Jade Green. But yeah, you don't need to see any more of this because the dialogue is the exact same as is the match.
Mark!
It just happens somewhere else.
It's so great to see you! Sue and I came to cheer you on in the FFI qualifiers. Snookum! Sugarlong! I'm here! I've come to inspire you with a nice romantic chant or two. Eh? What's going on? That's my little sweetie, eh? Come on, where are you hiding him?
Well, I'm afraid if it's Eric you're after...
You're having a giraffe? America? You mean it's run off to the States without so much to buy you leave? You're a bleeding liar.
Don't shoot the messenger!
How can anybody not like Sue Heartland? She is one of the least popular characters in the series, but she so doesn't deserve it. Yes, she doesn't get to be that entertaining in the anime, where she's not very useful as a striker, and I know that's important to a lot of fans, that characters actually have to be good at football. But the way she talks in the game kills me every time. It's so funny to hear her say anything. I don't care if he's in America or Timbuktu. I'll find my honey bunch if it's the last thing I do. We'll be together soon, Snookums. It's absolutely blessed content reading everything she says. I am absolutely a Sue Heartland enjoyer, and if you don't like Sue, that's a you problem. Like Scott Banyan, he's another character who gets a lot better in the game through his dialogue than he gets to be in the show necessarily, but you know, if you're gonna call Scott Banyan a bad character, I'm not gonna argue it. Like, he can be pretty unpopular at the best of times, but Sue does not deserve the bad rep. She is so funny. Why is Archer Hawkins upfield? Nathan man. Okay, no, this is a Jordan moment actually. Oh, he doesn't have a midfielding move yet, despite being our midfielder. Fortunately, he just better played them anyway. So let's have a bit of this. Make sure we don't lose. Sugar Snap says, I love your impression of her. Well, I haven't done it in years, is the thing. The first time I tried to speak as her, I accidentally did it in my Jade Green Liverpool voice. They're kind of comparable in that sense. But thank you nevertheless. I think my voice is going a little bit as well. I've not been streaming for that long, which is weird, but...
Goals!
I guess I did have a pretty busy yesterday as well at the tournament. MVD says, I only played Lightning Bolt, so I wonder if this is very different. Unfortunately, if you've only just joined the stream, you have now missed all 3 of the Hector Helio exclusive cutscenes. The whole reason I'm doing this stream was to record those, and you've missed them. It will eventually go into a video, so you can either check the VOD if you want to see the 3 scenes, or you can wait for me to make the montage video, which is a long way away because I need to beat Bomb Blast entirely before I can even start working on it. But the scenes are pretty fun. I think Paolo's are maybe a little better in Lightning Bolt than Hector's are in Bomb Blast, but Hector is someone who needed the backstory a little bit more. You know, when you see Paolo Bianchi in this game, he gets plenty enough story involvement without needing his Lightning Bolt exclusive stuff, whereas Hector Helio is meant to be your kind of twist boss type person. But I think it does help to get familiar with him early on in Bomb Blast, so probably more useful than the Paolo ones, despite the fact I enjoy Paolo ones more. But Paolo is like in my top 20 or so characters anyway, so of course I'm going to think that. You do not have a move yet, Austin. Lol, go for it anyway. See if you can beat Daisy. Xavier Foster asks, am I the only one who thinks you get too many moves at once during the events that lead up to the Fire Dragon match, and it's also during the match? You do get a lot, but it would be weird if they didn't have their moves when they just qualified for the national team. It's kind of just no good way to do it. You either have players feel too powerful or too weak. I don't think there really is a good balance that you can meet. Oh, foul, that was going to be my second goal, but alright. Talent has replaced Delight. Well, I hope she, you just passed it straight to me. What was that about? Alright, well, Axel's time then. Bung it in with a fire tornado. Akuri says, Sue Sparrow greater than Sue Heartland. I mean, you know what, I'm not gonna... I know I'm sticking up for Sue Heartland, but I'm always gonna be on board with people picking random scouts from like Royal Academy Redux and stuff to pick them up. Rinsler, you have killed me with that comment. The best Reddit joke I have ever read. Let's try Jordan as a striker. Let's have midfielding Darren, why not? And Todd Ironside can be my striker. Have you got Comet Shot yet? No, fine, we'll put him here. The old girls all stars. I think Tori's the captain, but it should be Sue. She's definitely the kind who would volunteer to be the captain in place of everyone else. Lol, Tsunami Boost. Why not press the free win button? Sugar Snaps says, what's your opinion on David Samford? Not that great, to be honest. But a lot of that is salt. Because obviously my favourite character is Jordan Greenway, who not even halfway through this story gets taken off the team and replaced by David Samford, who proceeds to not really do all that much other than support a plot that is ultimately about Jude and Caleb. It's just replacing a midfielder with an okay forward. So I think I just kind of took him too literally in that sense, and he's not got like a huge amount of personality to base stuff on. Like, I like his design, he's cool. I know a lot of David Samford fans, but he's not really for me. I like him a lot more in Ares though, when he's forced to become a captain and he feels a little bit fish out of water. Well, Todd, you try. Yeah, show us that Deceptor Dribble, the only move you can afford to do. You are brought onto Inazuma National to be a defender and you don't have any defending or shooting moves. You just got this. I never really associated Deceptor Dribble with Todd, and I don't know if it was introduced just as a random move for everyone else first, or if it actually is for Todd and I just didn't notice, but the anime certainly acts like it's his move. Obviously, the anime also acts like Lightning Sprint is Jordan's move, and that was in Inazuma 11 2, the game, before it was even in Season 3. Aaron the Bird says, do you prefer Inazuma National from this game or Orion? Well, the Orion one obviously has a lot more players. It has someone I really like in Aka Reese, but it also lacks Jordan Greenway. You know, Axel and Jude are technically on both, but they only really belong to the Season 3 one in practice. Hurley is a big factor in Season 3's favour. Orion does just have a lot of people who don't contribute that much, and in some ways I appreciate that. Like, Dave Quagmire's arc of just being a useless goalie was great, but then you've got like Billy Miller, who's meant to be important and just isn't. So I find that very hard to answer. Like, they both got Sean Frost, but Sean Frost is only interesting in the Season 3 version. Sean Frost was mega dead weight in Orion, but then Orion gets like the better version of Nathan randomly compared to Season 3, so it's super hard to pick, honestly. Well, that didn't go well. They've got a corner here. Come on, midfielder Darren. Show us what you're made of. Oh, he's so slow. But he's outrunning them anyway. Come on, Darren. Fine, we'll give up. Jordan's turn. Can I get... Nearly failed that. Let's catch up on what chat's been saying again. Such a bummer Steve wasn't chosen for the team. Very true, Slippery. I think I did add him to my Let's Play the team though, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Go! Keep on the pressure!
And that, I believe, is a goal. Good pass. But yeah, Christmas soon, innit? Lol. Imagine that. I've not gotten much for anybody. I keep forgetting it exists because I didn't even know where I was going to be for it. But what have you guys asked for in your Crimbo lists? Anything Inazuma related? And do you trust Santa to actually pull through for you and successfully acquire it? Oh, 5-0. I've S-ranked the All-Girls All-Stars. Poor people. Well, I guess hopefully that means I don't have to worry about not being able to beat Australia anymore. Jellizard has asked for Pokemon merchandise, and I think Santa can manage that one. Definitely not that hard these days to find some Pokemon merchandise. I believe that one will come into fruition. I want to get the Inazuma charms that Jin made as a Christmas present to myself. There we go. Darren, go for goal. Darren, score. You can do it. Tachi Makai. I don't think I actually get the experience point bonus for S-ranking this though, because most story matches you can't S-rank because of the guaranteed goal that the opponent will usually get on you. It'd be nice to have the extra experience points because that would help me out a ton, but yeah, we have done it. Santa, please fix my broken 3DS, says King Boo. Oh dear. Even if you did get a new 3DS, it's not like you can download stuff from the eShop anymore. Xavier's got Photon Crash, Jordan's got Warp Drive, and Todd's got Comet Shot. That should all be very useful. Speak to Victoria again, full stop. Alright, don't need to be that serious. We will not... Let me save the game first before I accidentally mess up. Because I haven't done that in 31 minutes. No, I don't want another game. It's hard to know what's the actual correct option here. Poor Tori and Sue not getting to be on the team though. Like, it makes sense to do an all-boys team, and I don't think the season suffered for it as a result, but it seems pretty clear with Aries and Orion onwards that they would never go back to those days again. Obviously, Victory Road, you've got a lass on your team as well. And pretty much whenever I do come up with little headcanons for future teams that Inazuma could have, they'll always be mixed gender at that point. Howard says, where does Xavier as a defender come from? Was that idea always there in the series? Not really. Like, he's just got Photon Crash right here in the game, which is a defensive move, but I think he just kind of is so clearly not the best striker in Orion anymore that he kind of has to come up with something else. But you do see him stealing the ball, technically, in, for instance, some of the special tactics. They don't really belong to Xavier in Orion, because they belong to the whole team, but Xavier was often the one taking the ball. So I guess that was meant to be their way of bigging him up as a potential defender. Oh, do we not know that we're against Australia yet? Even though they already came to our school to suss us out. And that's a long trip, you know, getting anywhere from Australia, it takes ages. I've been there and I do not want to have to do that flight again in my life. Alright, big waves. They will always be eliminated by Japan, no matter which FFI they take part in. Even in Go Galaxy. So I think stream-wide, I'm getting pretty hungry now, but do I try to push to the end of the Australia match, or do I just cut off a little bit before that? Possibly before, because I would like to eat. My voice is not 100% there. But I hope people have been enjoying, and I've definitely got enough footage for all of my requirements. I'll still keep playing a little longer for now, but yeah, I think we're not going to be doing Australia within this stream itself. Amber says eating stream, question mark, no thanks. That could not be me, not ever. Back to rhyming. Tale of the mukbang, perhaps. I can tap on my 3DS clamshell a little bit, or the 2DS clamshell. Tails Australian accent is so good and epic, and War loves it so much. Thank you for verifying. I knew he'd love it. It's incredibly accurate, don't you know? 100 steps of Federation. Number 1, Mr. Yi. Number 2, Philip Starr. Number 3, what did they change Lee Howe's dub name to for some reason? Jimmy Wong Fu, was it? Why, what? I'll always stick up for dub names 90% of the time. Jimmy Wong Fu? Just, Lee Howe was great. What? Don't worry about it. So here's the question, has anybody got one of those acrylic keychains yet? Don't lose the link. It would be great to know if anyone has actually picked one up. Well, thanks Inazuma Fan 96 for calling it a nostalgic trip to see me playing the game again. So now we are going to do the whole dormitory lockdown thing. Which is one of the cooler arcs in the start of the game. But yeah, it's probably a bit too long for actually completing. Why is everyone on about HMV? I'm old enough to know the years where HMV was actually good and sold DS games. Oh, Jin says I did get another order actually. Great, well I'm glad somebody's converted, and hopefully it was as a result of this stream. And for 11 quid, I'm sure more people can as well, because they just look lovely. Let us know which characters they chose, that would be good to know. What characters are the keychains like, and no worries Tail, I'll just link it again Inazuma fan. It's Mark, Jude, and Axel. It's Arian, Victor, and Ricardo, and it's Sylvia, Celia, Nelly. It's kind of hard to say Sylvia, Celia, and Nelly together. We have to try and leave. But yeah, like, I saw Pokemon Conquest for sale in HMV once back when that was new, and that's one of the rarest games ever now. And I used to get my Simpsons box sets from HMV, as well as a couple of games every now and again, but now HMV exists only so I can buy my yearly Eurovision album, and that's just about all there is to do. I always keep an eye out for the Steins Gate DVD box set because I really want to watch the show, having beaten the games, but it's been 10 years and they still haven't reduced the price beyond below 20 quid. Ah, it was the Go characters that somebody bought. Janus, you cannot... Right, I don't know if you've literally made a burner account to speak again, but if you're going to call these people snowflakes, that is actively a reason to be banned. Yeah, feel free to time this guy out again, and if you continue to insult my chat, we might have to make it more permanent. I beg you, please, learn how to be social. Stop insulting people for attention. It doesn't work. The only attention it gets you is a timeout or a ban. We've been lenient for the past like 4 streams, and if you're just going to continue to do it, then I'm not going to just refuse to step in any longer. Heaven's sake. Actually, we've got 42 viewers and only one of them doesn't know how to not be mean to people. So sorry if that is impacting other people's viewing experiences, but he's gone again anyway, so we can all have a nice little chill hangout for what I would say is probably going to be the last 10 or so minutes of the stream anyway. The background music was too real. Apparently the sad music was playing while I was calling him out and getting another timeout in play. That's quite funny, but yeah, like, I know he's the type who, if we banned him permanently, he'd just make a new account anyway, but yeah, like, at the end of the day, I care about all my chat having a nice viewing experience, and if this one guy is going to continually get in everyone's way, then I'm not going to keep him around just for the sake of it, because I've been a Discord mod in my time, and I've always waited for people to slip up properly before we banned them, but you really don't have to do it. If somebody is just upsetting the vibe by just being generally mean without doing anything explicitly ban-worthy, but they're still getting in people's way, just ban them anyway, and then you'll just have a nicer time. There's no point waiting for someone to get worse when you could just cut them out straight away. But yeah, everyone else is a lovely chatter, and I love seeing the stream chat whenever it's a TXM stream as well. Really hoping to see Tom get back into some streams soon, because he always has a brilliant time with his chat. But yeah, glad it's been your first time in Inazuma Fan 96. You'll have to catch us in a Hakuoki stream at some time. I promise we make enough Inazuma 11 jokes to make it worthwhile. Amber, I don't know if this is a trap or something, but hey Tail, do you know what Ranma is? No, I don't. Haven't got a clue, so hope it's not something bad. And it's true, Ted Brower, like, by all means, if you want to reach out to him and kind of be the guy that helps him understand the way he behaves, I think he'd really benefit from having someone just point blank tell him, look, this is why you keep putting people off, but I feel you can learn from this. If you want to help him, then by all means, but obviously if that wasn't you volunteering, then yeah, don't do anything you don't want to do, but I think he just does need somebody to just tell him how to be normal in a stream chat. But for now, we've got to do some more training to advance the plot. I think we'll pretty much get up to the Australia match and then stop.
So you finally worked it out. Good. Let's sharpen train. All right, Caleb Greggs. I could do with a Greggs right now. I'm starving. Control stat will also be Jordan. Control's not even that important, but let's have it. Now I can talk to Sylvia and stop, presumably. Chat, you are epic, says Jin. So are you. Thanks for the sponsorship, as it were. And I will be excited to see us around the toon. But thanks to everyone who's swung by. How long have we been streaming? So about 2 hours and 6 minutes now, which is it? Yeah, it feels like it's been a bit longer than that, to be fair. But that will give me plenty to work with. Oh, I forgot Coach Hillman has to start dying in this story, and yet 10 years later and go, there he is, being the Holy Emperor or whatever you call it in 5th Sector. So. That could have been a Hector Helio scene. I had to be on watch, just in case. Arrow says, Tail, what other games would you consider playing on stream? I really want to do Yokai Watch 3 at some point. I think people would enjoy that, but other than that, I don't really need any other game suggestions. I could keep playing Inazuma 3 Bomb Blast. I'm still doing the Heisuke route in Hakuoki, and Yokai Watch 3 will be there and waiting when I find my cartridge again. So, definitely don't need any 4th ones at the moment, but of course sometimes I do like Smash Brothers tournament streams as well, but that's kind of Inazuma 11 Strikers tournament streams as well, but that's kind of as and when. Tale, if Protocol Omega wanted to erase football, why didn't they try and kill Ray Dark instead of Arian, says Tornado. Maybe they did that as well. Like, you can't know that Ray Dark was just happy and living in all that time. We've got a Football Frontier Stadium. Yokai Watch 3 is legit my favourite game ever, says Random Mima, so it'll be good to see you there. And Trobal obviously loves Hakuoki. We've finally got Darts in the chat. He said he was going to swing by for a bit. This is one of the guys who's appearing in that video I mentioned earlier. So Darts, the topic is no longer a secret. I've not like revealed it on Twitter or anything, but everyone in this stream chat knows now exactly what we did record earlier this week. So this is one of the guys who's not strictly a Season 3 lover, but presents thoughts on that very well in a video that you'll get to see very soon. But usually based in Canada, is only able to swing by for this because he's on holiday in his native France. But unfortunately, you've pretty much tuned in exactly for the end. I am cutting the stream off just before we play Australia. I'm going to go through this last little chat and then that's pretty much it. But you can all give Darts a follow on Twitter anyway, because it's a great source of new Inazuma news and level 5 news in general, especially Megaton Musashi.
And it's finally underway. The Football Frontier International kicks off with the Asian qualifiers. Australia, Qatar, China, Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, Thailand, Korea, Japan. These 8 countries will battle it out. Which one of them will get the chance to take on the world in the finals? And look, there's Inazuma National carrying the hopes of a nation on their youthful shoulders.
So this day has finally come.
Cooey, over here, Mark! Go on, my sons! Looking good!
Do us proud, young Mark.
It's been quite a journey, has it not?
It's time to take on the whole world! I'm so excited I could burst! I can't believe it's really happening, Mark. Give it your all! Mark Evans!
Great to hear the commentator's accent. Uzbekistan mentioned, by the way, so even before Uzbekistan got a team in Go Galaxy and Orion, even in Season 3 they were mentioned. Like, Akihiro Hino does this every time there's an FFI, of which there's been 3. He always picks the exact same countries every time. The only like new ones in Orion altogether were China and Russia. And Galaxy, it added Saudi Arabia and Uzbekistan, but both of those countries still got mentioned in that cutscene, and they do have team names as well. They just get eliminated by either South Korea or Qatar along the way. Yeah, it doesn't just remind you of it, Sugar Snaps. That is Luke from Professor Layton's voice. Like, exactly the same person.
Okay, everyone, say cheese!
And no, it's not a case, Haru, where Haru didn't have a team for the internationals before this. This is just the first international tournament. This is the very first FFI ever, and even in Go Galaxy, when they do Vision 2, that's allegedly 10 years later, that's still, well, it is 10 years later, but allegedly that's the second FFI ever. They went a whole 10 years without one, which is kind of crazy, but we will call it there, I would say. Oh, we're 3 minutes short of two hours in-game? That's kind of funny. Fine, we'll talk to Sylvia to quote-unquote get the kickoff started, and then see if I can save in front of the match. And then if I do another Bomb Blast stream, it will be me versus Australia. I could technically play it off-screen, it depends, but it's going to be a long time before I can film another Hector Helio scene, because that's at the end of Chapter 4. Lol. Good joke, Ted Brower. They were just
So,
behind bars.
Here we
in
are
this
at
game.
last. Make us proud out there today. It's time for Japan to take on the world.
This voice, by the way, since we're talking about the voice acting cast, this is Adam Howden, the voice of Shulk from Xenoblade. Please say another word so I can prove it. He didn't. But you'll have to take my word for it. And the only reason I know that's Adam Howden is because I tweeted at him years ago and saw his name in the credits. And I said, what character did you voice in Inazuma? He says, I think I did the Prime Minister, mate. And it's true. You can definitely tell that's Shulk's voice. But yeah, there we go. That's it for Bomb Blast. Thank you everyone for watching. It has been a fun stream as ever. Look, it's Inazuma 11 every day. But yeah, man, I love Xenoblade, says Trobel. So you will like Prime Minister Vanguard a whole lot more now that you know it's Adam Howden. I'm really feeling it. Okay, well, thanks everyone for swinging by. I shall be sure to use this footage very well in the upcoming project, and hopefully the Season 3 discussion will be the next video I'm able to release. We'll just see how close it gets to Christmas. Make sure the video doesn't tank by doing it on Christmas Day itself. So Level 99s might take a tiny break while I release that, but I'll still be working on them in the background. So, Sugar Snap says, I'm buying a charm as we speak, chat. Well, that's good. I'm glad that the sponsorship has paid off. We've got Jin, 2 immediate sales, and possibly some more when people check out the link now that the stream's over. And yeah, Inazuma Fan 96 says Mike Cop, and I know you're UK based, so you'll get to take advantage of the lovely shipping stuff. So yes, I will say goodbye now, and I'll hope to see you in another stream, which will either be more Inazuma 3 Bomb Blast, or it will be Hakuoki. Depends on the vibe. Bye for now.